In southwestern Washington lies a small field that people drive by every day. Few have any idea that the grounds once held evidence of a major trading post between Europeans and Native Americans that originated nearly a decade prior to Lewis and Clark's arrival. In November 1805, Lewis and Clark and their team canoed west on the Columbia River in hopes of finding a safe location to spend the impending winter. With the weather quickly worsening, they took refuge at a trading post on the Washington shore that appeared to be abandoned by the Chinook Indians. The area was known as Middle Village. Though it is commonly believed that Lewis and Clark were the first Europeans to make contact with Native Americans in the area, Lewis and Clark were well aware that European and American traders had been visiting Middle Village for more than a decade. Middle Village was in fact a major trading post, with Europeans trading beads and metal goods to natives in exchange for beaver pelts and sea otter skins. In 2002, archeologists began excavating Middle Village, now known as Station Camp. More than 10,000 artifacts were discovered.
Probably the most significant and what we found the most evidence of is the Middle Village, the Chinook site, with tons of prestige items. There's not a lot there that's day-to-day living for the Chinook. It's all about the fur trade and all about gaining wealth. All of the lead archaeologists were saying they hadn't seen anything like that before. Things that were introduced by the Europeans and then used by the natives. There were projectile points like arrowheads made out of bottle glass. The bottle glass was brought by the Europeans. We had a lot of trade beads and a lot of small pieces of broken glass, broken ceramic. One of the most interesting probably would be something that's called a phoenix button, which was just a metal button for clothing, but it actually originated with the Haitian army.
Despite the wealth of artifacts discovered, archaeology often comes up with more questions than answers.
We haven't really found anything that we can associate with Lewis and Clark. Obviously, there's things that are of the era because there were ships coming in before Lewis and Clark arrived in 1805, I think 1792 on through. So now we know that this was a site that was used heavily for the Chinook to trade for furs with the European traders.
Lewis and Clark remained at Middle Village for 10 days in hopes of finding a more suitable winter campsite. With the conditions worsening, the entire team put the matter to a vote. 2 weeks later, they located a site on the Nuttall River in Oregon and began building the structure they were to name Fort Clatsop.